another in a long list of genres that I really enjoy, but I really suck at, is the tactical RPG. And this time I've been playing Tenderfoot Tactics, which is battle-wise, it's in the vein of the Banner Saga and things like that. But you've got this kind of overworld that you can freely travel around and discover things, unlock a map, and further sort of like learn the mysteries of this area you're in. It's really enchanting for a start visually, and I love just walking around, and like the low poly graphics, not even low poly, it's just a really interesting art style that I can't quite put my finger on at the moment. It's quite wholesome to look at, I suppose, and it's definitely soothing, but there's a darkness to the world, and there's definitely a dark undertone to everything that goes on, and the actual tactics side is difficult. It's brutally difficult. I definitely lose more times than I win, even very early on, which is odd, because a lot of the tactics based games I've played kind of almost give you a free hit early on. You kind of like win, and then it starts to get a bit more complicated as the game opens up. Not this. This is you make mistakes, you're gonna lose, and it will let you make mistakes. And yeah, it's the combat mechanics are really good overall. Kind of like turn-based squads, where it's kind of mixed up who goes when. You get your usual, this is how far you can move from this spot, and depending on the type of land you're on will dictate how far you can actually move, or where you can go, or how effective your attacks are. You get various different types of attacks, ways of buffing and debuffing and things like that are all involved. There's a tactic whereby you might deal double damage if you can attack an enemy from behind. So your position on the board and the way you're facing really matters, and you can choose when you end a turn. You choose which way you face. So you've got to be really aware of what's going on the board around you. And again, I struggled with that for a good long time, trying to get my head around it, because I still got this all guns blazing approach to these sort of games, whereby as attack, get there and attack. I've often can't comprehend why or how I should just maybe wait out or move, don't attack and just defend. And not unless, I suppose the only time I see that is when I get towards the end and it's just one or two of my characters left and I'm a bit more defensive. I need to learn maybe to do that at the right time and strike those balances. But yeah, it's brutally difficult at times, and I did enjoy that. And I'm looking back at the way I played and how much more I want to play. It's engrossing as a game. I say visually stunning, visually absolutely stunning. I mean, we've been spoiled in 2020 in terms of indie games that have looked absolutely outstanding. Whether you look at stuff like Hades, which has a unique look, Art of Rally, and Lonely Mountains both have their own unique look, and I suppose this fits a little bit in with that. And we're seeing sort of like more genres mixing together. So the open world it feels really free to move around. You can individually control your characters and move them like manually, or you can take an overview of the overworld and use a bird to direct them. And the further you go, the more abilities you get. So you've got your upgrade paths, you can evolve characters, you can equip them with different bits of clothing or weaponry and things like that. It all helps benefit. As I said, you need to learn what characters can do what. So how do you keep your, like someone who got a long distance, how do you keep those at distance and still be effective? Those that have got grenade options, how do you use those in the right way? And it all just comes together really, really, really well. And again, I'm not going to proclaim to be good at this game. I'm not very good at all. But something keeps me coming back. I suppose it's weird because the goblins that you take control of as a team don't look like they've got any character, but they do have character and a lot of it. And you've kind of also got this thing going on where the story is like, you're fighting back against a fog of sorts, and that becomes incredibly sort of like mysterious early on in the game, but opens up the more you open up the world. But getting to it is difficult to say because I'm struggling to win many battles. There doesn't seem to be any sort of like RNG within the battles either. Everything seems very tactical, and some pre-planning will help loads, but I say it's something I've got to get my head around. But yeah, no, really enjoying it, really enjoying this one, and highly recommended. And I think you can pick it up for just under 20 quid. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it is worth it. There's plenty of game here. There's plenty of like hours to sink into this. One, it wants you to take your time with it. So yeah, definitely plenty there. If you've played this, let me know in the comments what you think of it, or if there's anything like it that you would recommend. If you do like these videos, please do like and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.